If you are somebody who is invested in other people's leadership and development, and you are supporting people to fully maximize and utilize their power for advancing the things that they care most about, then I think you need to check out this tool. My name is Katie Hong. I'm principal and founder of KH Consulting, where I provide strategic consulting and executive coaching support to leaders who are working every day to make this world just, equitable, and more joyful. My background is that for the past 25 plus years, I have worked in government, in nonprofit, and in the philanthropic sectors, supporting leaders to equitably change systems and institutions and our community to make it better for everybody. The reason I was drawn to the Leadership Circle Profile certification is that one of the ways that I support leaders is to help increase and strengthen their awareness of how they are currently showing up as leaders. What are they doing? Where are their strengths? Where are their opportunities? And how are they experienced by multiple people in their system? Prior to adding the Leadership Circle Profile as a tool in my toolbox, I primarily relied on these leaders' own sense of what their strengths and opportunities were. So self-reports. But what this tool allows is for rich and comprehensive data that not only gives them and affirms their own perceptions of where their strengths and opportunities are, but it really gives them rich data from others in their system of how they experience this leader. And it varies depending on what role they play in this leader system. And so it provides rich information that the leaders who I support could then use to see, to face into, so that they could really decide for themselves how they actually want to be in the world and where they want to strengthen and develop so that they can maximize for impact and effectiveness. I love understanding larger contexts. So this tool really supports the leader to understand how and why they operate the way that they do. The second thing that I really appreciate about this tool is that it really comes from a place of appreciation and not from judgment or criticism. There's actually something to appreciate about the way that you're showing up as a leader today. It may not help you get to what you want, but it actually helps you appreciate why you may be showing up the way that you do. It helps leaders be intentional. The way that I think about leadership is a quote from Reverend Angel Kyoto Williams, who I consider to be a mentor and a teacher. And she defines leadership as the skillful and intentional use of your power to influence and affect the things that you most care about. The LCP is a tool that really supports leaders to be more intentional and to be more skillful. And so for that, I'm deeply appreciative that I have this as a tool, my toolbox, to help support leaders. The certification process of getting certified to use the Leadership Circle Profile assessment is really fun, actually. It's a 3-day intensive training process where you are part of a community with other learners and other coaches and leaders who are equally invested in investing in other people's development and growth. So it's really engaging. The topic and the content is really interesting. You learn a lot about different types of adult development and how adults learn. You then go through the assessment yourself. So you understand the kinds of questions that you're going to be asking your clients later on to answer to, and you go through the process of asking for evaluators to give you similar feedback. And then you have the opportunity during the training to actually look at your own profile assessment and to engage in discussions about how are you showing up as a leader, and how are you perceived by different people in your system. The instructors are super engaging. I found my cohort to be really interesting and amazing and full of different life experiences. And after you go through the certification process, you are now part of a community and a vast network of other leaders who, again, are supporting and coaching other leaders. You could really rely on them for resources and for information. So I found the certification process to be a really fun and interesting and curious and a real growth opportunity for me. I would recommend the Leadership Circle Profile certification to anybody who is invested in supporting other people's growth and development.